Hello, hello, my lovely angels. This is your girl Sim back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi. You know why I'm a little annoyed? Because I forgot to press record and I was like yapping and nothing got recorded. So today I have an entire video of just PRs. Now I've started of late receiving some PRs, and they all came together, but I didn't get an opportunity to film them. So I'm filming them right now. Some of these brands I've already tried, one of them I have not, and I'm excited for that. Now guys, I got like a lot of hate on some of my videos. The moment I mentioned PR, some people were like, you're just saying good things about it because it's PR. When I receive PR, I'm not obligated to give them good comments. Then somebody said that, no, but you're trying to maintain good relationship with them. I try to maintain good relationship with just about everybody in my life. But no, when it comes to you guys, I'm not going to actually lie about a rating or something. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. Let me start with the first one. I'm not annoyed, by the way, by all these things. Fair enough question. As long as you understand, it's all right, you know. So the first one was from a brand I've never heard before. This is called Chiqio, and this is from Shanghai. So I was a bit like, okay, they approached me and I was like, okay, I've never heard about this brand. And then I went online and there were very few reviews and very few YouTube videos. So I am not sure how popular they are, or if they're popular in certain countries and not like in Dubai. Dubai for sure, I've not seen these perfumes, right? So Chiqio was is a brand that originated in 2020 from Shanghai, and it comprises of artists, designers, writers, filmmakers, like everybody come together and they make creations. And every creation that they have, I think they only have 2 perfumes right now. So they have the Mountain Rain and they have Forest, oops, I should know this. I'll mention it here, the other one, right? So these 2 perfumes of theirs, they meant to create it like an experience rather than just a perfume that you will wear. And they're very clear about what they want to convey, because they themselves say this will last only 4 hours. Why? Because it's a very nature set. So the one I got from them is called Mountain Rain. Now the packaging itself, it has like the names of the designers and whoever was the photographer who did the filming, the person who did the packaging, everybody's mentioned there. So that's how the box comes in. There's stuff written in Mandarin, Chinese, okay, I don't know. And then they have some details about the perfume at the back. Now the package comes like with the cards, with some instructions, but I'm not going to follow that because like it's just a perfume, you know, just want to spray it. And the packaging is like that. Yeah, this is like something I fear, like big time. Whenever I do that, it'll jump out, okay? So I just destroyed the whole vibe. Okay, so basically the bottle comes separately and the cap comes separately. So this is apparently like a dyed glass. It is not, so I don't know like how they make it. And then each cap is of course different because it's made from oak, and all of them are different, and they come engraved with the Chiqio logo, you know. Now, how does it smell like? It smells exactly like the name, Mountain Rain. Sprayer is like really nice, and it's a woody oriental, and immediately you get like a wet earth, like rain, like earth, like trees, like bark, like everything is wet, and how you would imagine it would all smell like if it was contained in a perfume. Now the brand, they say you can pronounce this as Chiqio, which I pronounce because that's how it spells as, or it's supposed to also be pronounced as Chiqio. So that's like up to you. So I don't know which one is like a native pronunciation, or, you know. So the image they have drawn for us to smell this perfume and imagine is, after the rain in the mountains on the southern side of the temple, a young herder leans against a wall, tending to his oxen, taking a break to read. That's a very pretty sight, isn't it? So yeah, I do like it. And then they clearly wrote instructions that lasts about 5 hours. I feel it lasts about 4 hours. And you're supposed to wear it at 8 a.m., 1 p.m. and then at 6 p.m. So they've written the number of times you need to spray this perfume, and then it's supposed to last like in the air around you like a bubble. You do feel like it's very natural. You do feel it's something made out of very natural ingredients, not anything synthetic or like, to me it strongly smells like a wooden box, you know, and it's full of wet earth, and it just has some spices and some resins and everything kept in it, like, and it was kept sealed for a very long time, and when you open it, how it would smell like, and if that earth was still like wet, you know. But it literally gives me the feeling of walking through a forest where it has rained and still drizzling slightly, but the earth is wet, the trees are wet, the barks are wet. Smells really, really precious. I really like it. I would say that this slightly leans masculine because it's a really woody, slightly aromatic perfume. The top notes for this are mandarin, grapefruit and black pepper. I don't smell any of that. I don't smell the black pepper either because normally I'm very sensitive to smelling black pepper. Middle notes of cedarwood, sandalwood and orris, and the base notes of vetiver, cade, amber and musk. And that's like, for me, the middle and the base notes are ones that are actually like coming through in the perfume, and it stays like very, very linear. It's not changing. It's not really like creating any kind of dynamic or anything. Yeah, they also wrote the first feeling is a Scorpio, but it smells like Capricorn for a long time. That was very interesting. So when you go on their page, it kind of has these details which like normally other perfumers don't put. It's very detailed and very much like, if they even tell you when to wear it, it's like, you know, a bit like quite a bit detailed. I think it's unisex, but it leans masculine. I think you can wear this like all day, all night, in any weather. I don't think it like, but during the rain, I think this would like smell so brilliant. I'm planning to visit some countries that would have rain at the present, and I hope I get to travel this year. And once I do, I'm going to carry this with me just to get the experience of rain with this perfume. My rating for this, I would give it 8 out of 10, just for its uniqueness. It's super duper unique. Like, I have not smelled anything like this. And because they send you like this whole literature about it, it kind of intrigues you. It's like watching an Oriental film for the first time, where, you know, there's a temple and then they have incense and it's raining outside, it's foggy. You know, that whole imagery comes to your mind. And I love the fact that they actually created an image for you, how you would imagine this perfume to present as a picture, you know. And the celebrity was easy to choose. I'll give this to Keanu Reeves, hands down. Like, okay, so I'm gonna try and do the same houses together. So I have 2 more houses. So the first one, let me try this one first. Trying to like spray the ones that are not too strong and then move on to strong ones. This is another one from Tomavicci, and this is called Empyream. This is a floral fragrance. On Fragrantica, it's got 4.47. And if you guys know, this is a very... Oh, by the way, the Chiqio was for $98. This one is a very upscale perfume brand, and their perfumes are all for $228. So if you remember, I had done the Zenobia, on which I had got some hate. And now we have the Empyrean, which is a completely different experience because, of course, the bottle is like pretty. It's just like the Zenobia bottle, but it has a pink juice inside. And the bottle is exactly the same. It's just that it's transparent. It's really, really heavy. It comes with the card about the perfume. It has some text about the brand. The box is super heavy and super big. That's my head and that's the box, you know. So it is an experience, and it definitely feels luxury. Now, besides that, what the fragrance smells like, I liked it, and I'll tell you exactly why. Think Delina, and now remove the entire green note, rhubarb or whatever greenness that they put. It's exactly the same, but without the greenness. So I kind of felt like somebody read my mind or heard my plea to the universe that please stop putting green notes in Delina kind of perfumes. The only thing I don't like about these perfumes is that the cap, I wish this was glass. It looks like glass, but it is not. It's very, very light. And that's something I don't like about it. Otherwise, the bottle, everything looks very stunning. And in reality, like the camera is not capturing it, but in reality, it looks super pretty. So what this smells like, apparently Sea Fury and Delina without the rhubarb. The top notes are strawberry, bergamot and nutmeg. Middle notes are damask rose, carnation, peony and white musk. And the base notes are vanilla, bourbon, vetiver, cedar and bakhur. Now, it smells very strongly like Delina. I can't emphasize more, like the core of the perfume is exactly like Delina, but it does have this little bit of like bakhur in it, which is there like way at the back. It's not really like incensey. Bakhur is incense basically in Arabic, but it's not like heavy incense. It's not smoky. It's not smoky. Yeah, it's like bakhur, but it's like after you've done the bakhur and after that smokiness is gone, the leftover of the scent, you know, in the air, in your curtains, in your upholstery. That's the whole purpose of doing bakhur, that it stays in your walls, stays in your curtains, everything, right? So this is very much that kind of perfume where you get like a lot of florals. So this one is like a proper floral. And the freshness is coming, of course, from the strawberry and bergamot. Nutmeg, again, like it's a note that can go wrong very fast, and it's not. This is like mildly there, like it's just like a pinch of it and it's not bothering me at all. This is like a super uncomplicated, super simple perfume. I just feel like it's a mixture of like a lot of florals, and rose is the dominating one. But rose mixed with carnation. Now carnation also, and strawberry for that matter, you would think that it would have some sort of greenness in it. Surprisingly, it does not. And I kind of was like pleasantly surprised, because I was like, oh my gosh, because when I opened it and I could smell it already, and I was like, this is going to be another Delina, but it's not. This perfume is kind of effervescent and powdery all at the same time, you know, like the initial spray just gives you a very effervescent, very playful, very chirpy impression, but then the more it settles down, the peony, the rose comes through, and then starts getting a bit more powdery and a bit more serious, let's just call it. It's a very sexy perfume. It's a nice perfume. It's a perfume to wear on dates. Like I can't imagine a better occasion to wear this on except for dates or an intimate time with your loved one, you know, your better half, or if you're going for a movie night, even if you're going to Netflix chill, whatever, you know, like it's a perfect perfume to wear for that. I really like it. I'm glad, because the thing is that I wanted to make a video, by the way, of all the Delina dupes I have, and I need the Delina perfume for that. So I'm going to get that, like the smallest one possible. Problem is, over here we don't get the 30 ml, so it's a bit difficult for me to buy an entire bottle. But anyhow, this is giving me soft feminine energy and I'm loving it. This for me is all day, at night as well, in spring, summer, or even in winter and fall. You can wear it in the evening if you want, when you're going out for dinners and dates and stuff. The Middle Eastern vibe check in this is like very slight, just because of that little bakhur going on in the background. The projection is like a good 3 to 4 feet. It's a strong projector, just like your Delina. Longevity again is excellent. It's like 7 to 8 hours, which is like pretty decent. My rating for this is an 8.5 out of 10. It is good. I am trying to get into this DNA again, because I'm like, you know, all these, you know me with Delina. So the fact that this one doesn't have the rhubarb, I'm going to give this a chance. And the celebrity I had thought of this was Kirsten Dunst. I just smelled the Chiqio again. Such a beautiful fragrance. Like it's like a, what do you call it? An underdog, or not even an underdog. It's like a very underrated, unknown fragrance that needs to be known more. It smells so good. Next is another one from Tomavicci, and this one is your Demigod 21. I still remember my Roman numerals. I thought I would have forgotten, but no. Actually, I had forgotten it, and then because I was a huge fan of Enigma back in the day, and most of their albums used to have MC, MXC, AD, something, you know, and I was like, you know, I had to like relearn all my Roman numericals just to understand those. So yeah, I still remember them. Sometimes I give like the most useless information online, so. Okay, I'm going to try and open it in a way that I don't drop it. So exactly the same packaging. The experience is the same. You have the card, you have the bottle. Let me just not drop it. So this is again a transparent bottle, but the liquid in it is gold. Now what does this one smell like? This is an aromatic fragrance. I had liked this quite a bit. But this one can feel to you that it's leaning a little masculine. On Fragrantica, this one has got 3.87, which is not really good, right? And it smells like YSL La Nuit de l'Homme or Francis Dubois London Spice. I think it's a nice perfume. But yeah, for the price, like $228, that's like a little steep for a perfume like this. Like I feel like I've kind of smelled this somewhere, you know, and it's probably one of Ali's perfumes, I'm sure, but it's a very aquatic, again, an aquatic aromatic. And I can't believe how many aquatic aromatic fragrances I'm coming across of late. It's insane. I recently also tried the Liam blue something, you know, that one was also from the Tafa, and that was also such a aquatic fragrance, and all my flashbacks from the 2000 came back with the Davidoff Cool Water. So this one has a top note of mint, cardamom and sage. Imagine these three super weird notes: mint, cardamom and sage. Super aromatic, super fresh, super cold. It feels like cold to the touch. It's also slightly metallic, like you feel like literally when you smell it, you feel like cold to the touch, you know. The middle notes are Tuscan iris and Turkish rose, and the base notes are musk, sandalwood, vanilla, amber and cinnamon. So yes, it smells very mild, it smells very linear, it smells very fresh, aquatic. It's not really like hitting you so hard. It's not bossing around. None of the notes are like peeking out and like saying hello, you know. It's all there very mildly and nicely, pleasantly. I quite like this fragrance. I would love this on Ali during summer. It's just the price point that I have a problem with. Like if this perfume was like around, even if it was around $100, you know, I would be like okay with it. But $228 is like a little bit steep, you know. And when it dries down, it kind of reminds me of, did you guys ever use these scented paper to write letters, you know? So when I was really young, we used to write letters to each other, my friends and me, or even like when my father was abroad and like we would write letters to him, we would write it on these scented paper and send it to him. And most of the scented paper always had the same perfume. It was weird, you know. And this one is like reminding me of that. So it's really reminding me of these old nostalgic memories of writing like letters, you know, like to your loved ones, and actually taking the effort of getting a scented paper and writing with ink and trying to like make your handwriting the most legible, the most pretty, you know, and then sending it across to people. So that nostalgia, that memory, maybe that's why I love this perfume. I really like it actually. And if Ali wears this, I don't know, I'm gonna try it on him when he comes back. So it's decently nice. The Middle Eastern vibe check in this is 0. This you can wear during summer, spring, anytime during the day or night. The projection I would say is like around 2 to 3 feet. It's not super projecting like the other one. The Empyrean is super projecting. This one I would say is like, yeah, 2 to 3 feet. And the longevity, I would give this like a 6 hours. You'll have to definitely respray after 6 hours. My rating for this is 8 out of 10. Why? Because it's just a price point that I can't justify, you know. Otherwise, it's a beautiful, strange, weird, nostalgic fragrance which I'm really liking, and I'm sniffing it again and again. And the celebrity I had given this to was Paul Bettany. I don't know why. It was just like an old cathedral thing I got in my head, and half the time he's like a priest, you know, so that. Now, the funny part is, like when I was actually testing this out, when I received it, and it was kept in my room and the room door was closed, and both these strips were there together. So I was like, it's smelling so good, but I could not make out if it's Empyrean or if it is the Demigod. And I was confused. And then I was like, you know what, let me spray them together and see what happens. And this was incredible. Mixing these two together has created this beautiful perfume. Of course, if you spray one spray of this, you need to spray 2 sprays of this one. And it's created like one of the prettiest fragrances I've ever laid my nose upon. It has this paper, wood, papyrus, I don't know what you call it, like sweetness and like the woody aromatic thing. And then you have your Delina without the greenness. Ah, man. These two like flowed me together. So yeah, I did really like this. Tomavicci, thank you once again for sending me these. I love them. I'm gonna make good use out of them. Next again is still from the same brand, and you guys know how much I love this brand. Okay, so one was for men and the other one is from women. This is from Micallef. So it comes like packaged like safely, you know, so that when you open it, it's all ready. Oh my gosh, after that trauma, I'm like scared now. So this one is called Pure Extreme. That's the bottle. And if you guys know, these are all handcrafted bottles. Now this one, when I sprayed it, instantly it reminded me of Chloe, the original Chloe perfume. And it's a floral musky fragrance that has got 3.82 only on Fragrantica, and I have no idea why. Actually I do, because Chloe was also a perfume that some people really liked and some people did not like at all. Why? Because it's a rose dominant fragrance. No, this one is like a rose gardenia bomb. The price for this is $280. So these are niche perfumes, right? So of course their price points will be high. Me and rose don't get along well, okay? It has to be like a really pleasant, really different, a really weird rose for me to actually like it. This one does not have an overpowering rose or an overpowering gardenia. I mean, think Chloe. Like Chloe was not like a heavy hitting rose, right? It was like mildly there along with other florals. The top notes in this are rose and gardenia, middle notes of jasmine and white flowers, and the base notes of amber and white musk. So yeah, it has this whiteness about it, right? It's not just the rose and gardenia, it is like other white florals which are like making it like toned down in its rosiness, and the dry down is super pretty. Micallef, again, just like Narciso Rodriguez, they have like a specific musk they use, and the white musk used in this is exactly that. It doesn't bother me, it's not animalic, it's not you know, the one that makes me gag. It's not one of those. It's a very pleasant scent, and it's very reminiscent of Micallef, and they are the ones who use this particular musk. I like it when like all the brands have the signature like note which is like always present, and you can just smell the perfume and know it's that brand, you know. So this is clearly meant for women. I mean, think of white florals with rose and gardenia, and then add amber and white musk to it. Like, it's a very simple, very pure, very, yeah, that's the word that comes in mind. What's the name of the perfume? Oh, it's called Pure Extreme. So yeah, it does like feel extremely pure. Sorry, that was so lame. It's very light, airy. It feels like weightless. Like, you feel like when you sip this perfume, you feel like you're levitating. It's one of those, you know, it's like so light and so airy, so feminine, so soft, you know, like a piece of cotton or something floating in the air. There's some ingredient in this which is not disclosed. Now, I don't know what it is, but it does feel like a hint of like a tobacco or something. I know I keep saying this with so many perfumes, but I'm telling you, maybe it's not tobacco, maybe it's some kind of synthetic note maybe that they add just to cut through all the florals, or cut through all the gourmand, or to cut through all the fruits, you know, and that little intrigue it causes, that's like secret and nobody knows about it. This is a very well-behaved, well-groomed, clean perfume. A very clean floral. I'm also kind of like detecting like a sandalwood note, but it's not mentioned. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But it also kind of smells to me like a vintage soap. You know, the vintage soaps that used to be expensive. They used to come in like these special packaging. If you know, you know, they would come in boxes, not in wrappers, right? Kind of reminds me of something I've tried from one of those vintage perfumes. Fair warning, do not overspray this. Despite of its very polite demeanor, it's a beastly perfume. So if you overspray it, it's gonna claw you. If the zodiac sign Pisces was a perfume, this would be it, you know. It's a classic chic perfume. It's chic. Think Chloe, you know. Of course, it's all feminine, all day, but spring, summer. Middle Eastern vibe check, and this is 0. I would say it projects like around 3 feet, but the longevity, 8+ hours. It's a beast. My rating for this is 10 out of 10. This is like, of course I'm going to wear it. Of course, it's like, it's Micallef. First of all, for some odd reason, I have this obsession with Micallef perfumes. I couldn't afford it. And then finally, when I received my first perfumes, if you remember, I had done the video on that. The Ylang in Gold was like an obsession, you know, like I had to have it, you know. So I'm happy to have like 4 perfumes from them, and thank you. I owe it all to you guys, because like people are actually recognizing me and sending me stuff now, and I can review them and tell you if it's worth it or not, you know. And the celebrity I could only think of was Claire Danes. Like think of Claire Danes from the Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. Next is another one from Micallef. This is the Red Colorado. Now this is meant for men, if I'm not mistaken, because this is something I would not wear myself. But the bottle is brilliant. Oh. Okay, let me just hold them because, ta-da! So it's like a red to dark red, or is it black? I'm not sure. The cap is definitely black. It's matte. It's very beautiful. It has these texture on it. It's a stunning packaging. I love it. As much as I love the fact that they send me a perfume, I'm very unhappy. This is a masculine one, and a very masculine one at that. And Ali will definitely wear it. This is a woody, leathery, spicy fragrance. Like, even if when you're spraying it, you can smell the animalic nature of this perfume. This has got only 3.721 Fragrantica, and I was like surprised. I'm like, why? Because it smells like so many other perfumes, but not really. It just smells like elevated. Like, I can't explain it. It just smells different. So this is compared to Amouage Interlude and Shagaf Oud Abyad. Okay, Shagaf Oud Abyad maybe. Now let me see if it actually has anything in common with this perfume, because this one, you know, it's a raw human being, a very raw person. I had given this to Ragnar Lodbrok. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they are very similar. But this, the Shagaf Oud Abyad is like a beast, right? This one is like, let's just say, a tamer version of Shagaf Oud Abyad. If you have Shagaf Oud Abyad and if you like it, you're gonna like it. If you thought that's unwearable, because I know a lot of people don't think Shagaf Oud Abyad is wearable, you need to let it tone down and don't overspray, you know. Then all these Shagafs, you need to like be very careful of how much you spray. This one is a gorgeous, gorgeous, clean, fougere animalic perfume. Like that's like how I can like explain it to you. Think woods, pine, citrus, cypress, leather, you know, these kind of notes, which is like going into like slightly piney nature, like pine and woods, you know. But then it has this animalic thing to it. It has like a little bit of spices and tons of citrus. Did I tell you the notes? No. So the top notes are bergamot, cypress and pine. Heart notes of burnt wood, cedar, rose, sandalwood, patchouli and gaiac wood. And the base notes of vanilla and leather. The leather is like, it's like a leather. Yeah, like it's a proper leather, but less than the Oud Abyad, right? So it's not as strong as leather as in the other perfume. It's like strangely sexy, and it reminds me of, I don't know, like again, it's like a raw human. It's like a raw person. It's somebody who definitely has facial hair. Somebody who like probably has the talent of being a cowboy, you know, like somebody who is from the Wild West or something. I don't know, it just gives me a very raw energy about it. Now, the confusion whether I would wear this or not, it's an absolute no. This is a dude fragrance. This is like, you will smell it and you will think of Tom Selleck. You know, it's like that perfume. It's giving me like 80s vibe where you had to be like, you had to have facial hair and you had to be burly to appear masculine. You know, the other guys were like supposed to be like queer, you know, like not like masculine. So it's, yeah, it's giving me a very 80s vibe. It does feel kind of like grandpa energy, you know, but not in a way that grandpa old. It's like grandpa in his heydays, you know, it feels like that. This is nighttime for me, but all weather. But it can be only worn at night. Men, maybe like, I don't know where you're gonna wear it, but like, it feels literally like a leather jacket. And then you have like this pine thing. Oh my gosh, yeah, think of like you're in a monster truck. Okay, man is in a monster truck. He's like burly, big, and has like facial hair, good looking. And then he has this pine thing hanging from in the car. And he's wearing like leather, and his truck is like all upholstered in leather. That's how it smells like. My rating for this, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10 because, like, again, this is not like a very approachable fragrance. It's not a very wearable fragrance. It's definitely not a blind buy. So people who like Shagaf Oud Abyad, it's like in the same DNA. It's different, but in the same DNA. So if you like animalic fragrances, which lean slightly masculine, you might like it. But in my opinion, girls should stay away from this. And the celebrity I gave it to was, of course, Tom Selleck, because that's the first person who came in my mind. The moment I think of like a good looking person who has facial hair, who's burly, I immediately think of him, you know. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked it. Like sometimes once in a while, I will do these like PR videos because like I need to get through them, you know. And this, of course, will come out on a Western Wednesday for sure, because these are all Western fragrances. These are, no wait, Tomavicci was actually Middle Eastern. It's literally made in UAE. Okay, so this will just be like a normal, it will not be a Western Wednesday. So I need to think about all these things before I start talking to you guys, right? I've ordered like a lot of new Latafas. It's coming all the way from US because it's not available here in UAE. Think affection, love affection, think vintage radio. For some odd reason, Latafa decided not to release it here and it's released it everywhere else. So I had to ship it from abroad. And my sister's gonna buy it. And of course, she's gonna buy everything from the easiest source, which is Amazon. So it's not gonna be price checked. I'm sure I'm gonna buy it for like expensive prices. So anyhow, those are gonna come up soon as well. Thank you for watching me today, guys. I enjoyed it. I did like a lot of these perfumes. Thank you for sending me these perfumes to all the brands who send it to me. I'm so happy that I'm finally getting some PR so I can like review different kind of fragrances for you and not just like your Middle Eastern fragrances. I know you guys come to me for Middle Eastern fragrances and I'm never going to quit on that, right? But these like little additions like give me a little bit of a break as well because I do feel like trying out other stuff sometimes, you know? So thank you for watching me and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!